Hello, brilliant mind. You're welcome to class. Are you ready to challenge your brain today? All right, let's dive into today's class. Now, you have to simplify this indicial expression. That is x raised to the power of 1 over 2 plus x raised to the power of negative 1 over 2 all square divided by x raised to the power of 1 over 2. Now, to solve this problem, the first thing is I focus more on the numerator. All right, so now the numerator is of this form: a plus b raised to the power of 2. All right, and I know whenever I have this type of expression, the result is the same thing as a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so now if you compare this left hand side with what we have here in the numerator, we see that a is equivalent to x raised to the power of 1 over 2, while b is x raised to the power of what? Negative 1 over 2. All right, so now let us plug in these values. We plug it in here. So we have x raised to the power of 1 over 2 plus x raised to the power of negative 1 over 2 all squared divided by x raised to the power of 1 over 2 is the same thing as, now let us write the right hand side. So wherever we see a now, we put what? X raised to the power of 1 over 2. Okay, so now we have a squared. So that is x raised to the power of 1 over 2 all squared plus 2a. What is a? A is x raised to the power of 1 over 2, and b, x raised to the power of negative 1 over 2. Okay, so the last one we have here is plus b. b is x raised to the power of 1 over 2, negative 1 over 2 raised to the power of 2. All right, everything all over x raised to the power of 1 over 2. Okay, so now we are going to be applying two laws of indices here. All right, so the first one is x raised to the power of m raised to the power of n is the same thing as x raised to the power of m times n. Okay, and the second one is x raised to the power of m times x raised to the power of n is the same thing as x raised to the power of m plus n. Okay, so when multiplying and the base is the same thing, you add the powers together. All right, so now this expression we have here, x raised to the power of 1 over 2 raised to the power of 2 is going to give you x raised to the power of 1 over 2 times 2. So now what do we do here? So this we cancel this. So that means we have x raised to the power of 1. Okay, and that's the same thing as x. Now plus, now look at this. We are going to be applying this law here. So we add the powers. So when you add half and negative half together, what do you have? You have 0. So we have x, 2x raised to the power of 0. Okay, the 2 here, and the multiplication of this gives us x raised to the power of 0. Right, now let's move down to the last one, plus, now this is x raised to the power of negative 1 over 2 raised to the power of 2. So we are applying this law, so we multiply this and this. So 2 cancel 2. So we have x raised to the power of negative 1. Everything all over x raised to the power of 1 over 2. All right, so the next thing is we divide each of these by x raised to the power of 1 over 2. Okay, so now when you do that, you have x raised to the power of 1 minus 1 over 2 plus 2x raised to the power of 0 minus 1 over 2 plus x raised to the power of negative 1 minus 1 over 2. Okay, so that's what we have. So from here, you have x raised to the power of 1 over 2. 1 minus half is half. Now we have plus 2x raised to the power of negative 1 over 2. 0 minus half is minus half. So plus x raised to the power of negative 3 over 2. Okay, so when you add negative 1 and negative half together, you have negative 3 over 2. And that is the answer to the problem. All right, so if you have learned one or two things, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.